friends of John, and friends of John and Jod, and friends of John and Jod and Talia, and friends of all of us who loved him so very much. And just to start out with an announcement, there are flyers back there. It's if you care, there's handouts. You may take one of John's favorite charity. It's the Southern Poverty Law Center. You're welcome to pick one up, or just go online for the Southern Poverty Law Center, and if you wish to, you may leave a gift in memoriam for John Gerber. Also, to let you know, a little later there will be a guest book. It's actually sheet music on the board, and we would appreciate if you would write down certainly your names and any other memory you wish to place. At this point, though we want people to continue eating and drinking and talking, Jod would most like it, and I know we, friends of John, would most like to hear from people with any sort of story or memory or thought regarding our dear friend. So there's a microphone, and our musician Banks will help us use it if you just want to speak low. In any event, would anyone care to come up and say something at this time, or anything?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Got one over here.
That's it? Okay. I'm not good with microphones. Well, I worked with Jod many, many years ago, and as we grew to know each other, I grew to know John as well. My job at Greenwich Capital Markets was to answer the phones. And we didn't have a very sophisticated system at that time. So we would have to stand up and shout across the room if someone was on the phone for you. So one day, John rang in, and Jod sat way on the other end of the room. And I had to scream out to her that John was on the line, and I didn't know who John was. I just thought he was a broker calling for her. On the third call that very same day, I said, "John, what is your last name?" And he said, "Gerber. Why? What is it to you?" And I said, "Well, if I'm shouting your name across the room, I want to know who I'm talking to. Why are you calling? Why are you calling for Jod?" And he said, "Well, that's really pushy of you. I like that." So I said, "Gerber, tell me, do you get made fun of all the time? Are you called Gerber baby?" And he said, yeah, I've heard that one before. I said, "It's not new." But he said, "Anyway, get Jod on the line. I need to talk to her." So I said, "Okay," put her through. And that's when our relationship started, me and the Gerber baby.